Last week I shared snippets of what it's been like renovating the backyard, but it's not always easy. And the hardest part of this whole house, for me at least, has been the kitchen, which is supposed to be the heart of the home, and it just hasn't been. When we bought this house, the kitchen was orange. It had these black countertops that were laminate, but they smelled of grease, and it just was a space that I never wanted to be in. Mind you, when we bought the house, the roof needed to be replaced. There were a ton of things that we needed to fix that took precedence, and it was just delusion, thinking that we could do all these changes at the same time. But 4 years ago, we finally started our kitchen renovation, and that did not go as planned. So I found this beautiful, not too dramatic porcelain backsplash, and I wanted to actually have it repeat on the counters, but porcelain is just not as durable as quartz. I had this vision in my head of my husband taking the cast iron and just smashing it on the countertop for no reason. You know, he'd like to say it's because he's really strong, but I just didn't want to have to deal with that. So I was like, okay, let's go with the quartz countertop. It's heat resistant, it's easy to clean. I don't know if that was the right decision, honestly. At the time, I thought, okay, it's gonna be fine. It's not gonna be too bright because we're going to have a white oak or a walnut cabinetry. It would balance everything out, it'll warm everything up. What I hadn't realized is the cost of cabinets, even if you're just refacing the cabinet doors. It was just way out of budget. So last minute, I realized I'm gonna have to paint these cabinets. I didn't know what color to go with, so I just went with a white. I think I picked Dove White, or White Dove by Benjamin Moore. It was like my favorite white at the time. And my mind at the time was just about like, what can my family keep the cleanest and look nicest longest? So I went with black accents, which in hindsight was just not a good decision. In the end, we ended up having this massive black fridge, black faucet, black sink, stark white countertops. It just had too much white everywhere. I realized afterwards that in all my inspiration photos that had white kitchens, they all had hardwood floors, which really warmed up the space. And we had these dated, ugly tiles that I just couldn't get over. So after doing all of that work, I realized I hated it. I hated pretty much everything. And I wish I had picked something that I was gonna like and not necessarily so preoccupied with what the next buyer would like. So that was definitely a mistake that I made that I would do differently this time. Now I'm in a place where I have a better sense of what I like and what to do to warm up a space. And I'm really excited to have this chance to tackle this kitchen again and make some of the changes that need to be made. So a few weeks ago, we started, and this is where we left off. I should preface this by saying that this is our temporary kitchen. We have plans, well, hopes, of knocking down a few walls sometime in the future and expanding the kitchen, adding a beautiful island, replacing the floors. But the goal for now is to make our kitchen more inviting and more functional. The first thing we needed to do was deal with this range hood, which always smelt of grease, despite weekly cleanings. This is what was it. We're trying to figure out why our kitchen stinks. So we realized that we have to cut a bigger hole. This is 4 inches. We need 6 inches. And the duct is like, what, disintegrating?
Something like that,
What's
yeah.
going on with it?
Should we just take the whole cabinet out?
Yeah. It turned out we needed a larger duct and that the range hood was too high. So I started to build a frame, and that is when our fridge decided to die. I could pretend to be all torn up about it, but really I had been waiting for this day. Thanks to my Facebook Marketplace habit, I happened to find a replacement just in time. Now this thing was 600 pounds, required movers, and I'm ashamed to say how much it cost.
Yeah, push.
I was pretty sure they were going to drop it. It was everything that I hoped for, except for the fact that the paneling didn't match our current kitchen, but that's a problem for another day. Once the range hood was up and connected, I needed to figure out how to cover it, so I headed to Home Depot. I also needed to find a replacement closet door for our entryway, which we had taken down initially when we got our floors done. So, we're gonna get this piece of plywood, $40, man. I'm trying to go to Sephora. There's a sale. $40 is like a foundation. For some reason, I feel better about investing $40 into the foundation than to a piece of wood. Just a girl who likes nice things, okay? I don't belong here. I do belong here. So we've got a few options. This one is one large panel. Just a bit more modern. This is the style we currently have. It's really outdated. I don't think I want that. Even though it matches the rest of the house, I can't bring myself to buy something that's outdated. And then there's this one, which has 2 panels. And I think, I don't know. I like it better. Yes, please.
Where do you want to put it?
Just through the middle.
Like that?
Thank you.
You're installing this?
Yeah.
By yourself?
I mean,
Nice.
probably.
Okay. You're beautiful though.
Thank you.
Can I get your number?
I'm married.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Well, that was flattering. I don't know why I'm so uncomfortable with talking to men. I don't really like men. Back in the car, it's been very productive. Okay, so we got the door. I don't know if I ended up clarifying. I ended up going with the 2 panel. Could be the wrong decision. The guy at the store was originally trying to convince me to go with the 1 panel. Could have been the right choice. I ended up going with 2 just because a lot of my inspiration on my Pinterest boards have 2 panels, or they just have wood panels, wood doors, which is not what's gonna happen. I don't know if I'm delusional or if I just have really high standards, or both, but I just have a really hard time with settling. Some people can do it. I'm like, wow, I would love to be able to settle more. I just can't. I know what I like, and even though I don't have the biggest house or the Victorian or 12 feet high ceilings, I just don't want to settle. And so I'm happy with where I am for now, and I just want to make our house feel more authentic to us. Does that make sense? Like, I know I've told a couple of people that are in my life all the different plans that I have for the house, and even just showed them some of the work that I've done. And a lot of the time they're like, why are you investing so much in this house? Put as little in, and then you can just buy a bigger house or move into a fancier neighborhood. But the thing is, I really like my neighborhood, and I really like the trails in the neighborhood. I love that I live in a 15-minute town, so you really don't have to go far at all if you need anything. Like, I'm at HomeSense right now. It's no more than 10 minutes from my house. Okay. But what I was saying is, I live in this small house, and there's some details that I want to add. So even though this door doesn't match my current doors, I'm optimistic that at some point I will just replace all the doors. I have so much to do and so little time. We are at HomeSense because you have to make it a priority for HomeSense. I'm not really big into Christmas decorations at home. My mom usually goes all out, and so I'm very minimal. When you're raised in a family where there's like a lot of stuff and a lot of decorations in your own home, you tend to want more simple. That's my case. But there are a few things that I'd like to get. I need a tree skirt for my Christmas tree. I think we want to do stockings this year, so that's something that I'm looking for. And then I would like a really nice salad bowl, preferably wood. The reason why I'm rushing is because I have to pick my kids up, and at some point I have to try and see if the samples from Benjamin Moore fit. I gotta cut this to size, not this to size. Oh my gosh, I hope this woman doesn't hit me. I hate feeling overwhelmed. Oh my gosh, I'm supposed to go to the mall. All right, let's get going. I had such good intentions with stopping at HomeSense, yet somehow managed to not get a single item that was on my list. Oh, I think Jordan would like this. This is cute. I'm getting distracted. What did I come here for again? I need something like this. I just don't like the red. If you couldn't guess, I chose the less practical dough mat with the better color scheme over the practical, more affordable one that didn't go with my color palette. I'm not sure what that says about me. This is so cute, but I can see it's gonna get destroyed. It's so soft. The white's nice. Oh, I gotta stay away from beige. What is this made of? Polyester. It's so soft. It's not gonna last. Cute, but I don't like the color. I'm rushing home. I got caught at HomeSense. I don't like it. I think maybe it's the length of the skirt, the dress, and the color, and the style. I'm gonna take this off and then we're gonna go to the garage and cut some wood. Like the badass we are. Just gonna make some progress on this kitchen project that I'm stalling on for sure. As much as I love having the autonomy of doing it myself, sometimes I just feel like, get somebody else to do it. Okay, I might keep these and then pair them with a set of jeans. Do I have cute jeans? Good morning. So today we are finally cutting this piece of plywood. It's the next day. It's taking me a bit longer to get to this, and I swear today I was having like a crisis. Today I was having a crisis. Just feeling frustrated by the lack of progress, but instead of feeling sorry for myself, I figured let's just start. So I'm measuring the piece of wood that I need. I'm gonna go cut it. We'll come back, make sure it fits, and then we'll begin priming and painting. This shouldn't be a hard project, but for some reason, the easiest projects always take the longest. I definitely should have asked them to cut this for me at Home Depot, but I just wasn't thinking. I swear today, it just didn't start well because I missed my yoga class, and hopefully this changes things a little bit. Broke a nail. So I'm about to cut this piece of wood. Do I know what I'm doing? Questionable. I've cut wood before. I know how to do that, but I definitely don't have the right equipment. That's not going to stop me because being delusional has gotten me very far in life. Obviously, I have to cut this part here. I do have a handheld miter saw, but it scares me. So I'm gonna try using, what's that tool called? I don't know. Do I even know which way this goes in? That looks right. I was about to start cutting. I'm like, you know what? Let me take one last look at the box to make sure this blade is in right. It's not. It's the opposite way. I've used this before, by the way. looks straight-ish. I wonder if I should prime the wood before I anchor it. In addition to starting, or should I say restarting, our kitchen makeover, I've also been working on other projects around the house, like making our foyer more welcoming, which I've been sharing on TikTok. And to be honest, I'm never quite sure how much to share on here. I think working on my house is such a personal project, and I spend so much time alone that I genuinely forget that there are people out there who, like me, enjoy seeing into other people's homes and love learning how to make their home feel a bit more polished and cozy. Sharing the reality of these projects, how much time it takes, the mess ups, and what it really looks like when I'm trying to learn a skill can be a bit intimidating. The truth is, some of these projects take months, which doesn't really come through on TikTok. But it can be really empowering to look back and see what I've been able to accomplish. And so I guess what I'm hoping to accomplish by sharing this home series is that it takes time, it can be a little scary, but I want people to know that, yeah, if she can do it, maybe I can too.